when the Indiana Fever of the WNBA took on the women's national basketball team of Brazil.
Brazil had no answer whatsoever for Caitlin Clark.
The Fever destroyed the Brazilian national team.
Good, how are you?
You're an amazing player. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're changing the history in basketball.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming here and playing us.
Imagine walking back into Carver, Hawkeye Arena on May 4th, 2025, and feeling that electrifying tingle down your spine, as if the entire arena is holding its breath for the return of its prodigal daughter. Except this time, she's no longer a college legend, but the newest star of the Indiana Fever. Before the first whistle blows, the sold-out crowd roared louder than any stadium chant you've heard this season. Half Iowa faithful, half Fever believers, all united by one name, Caitlin Clark. From the moment she stepped on the court, each dribble resonated like a starting gun, igniting anticipation that crackled in the rafters. And you could see it on the players' faces. Brazil's national squad arrived with disciplined training, bold strategy sheets, and a coach who'd faced some of the world's best talents. But none had prepared them for this homecoming spectacle. The Fever exploded out of the gates with an 80-run opening salvo, and by the end of the first quarter, the scoreboard read 30-10, not merely reflecting a lead, but signaling the dawn of something unprecedented in women's basketball.
They had none. They had nothing. They could not do anything today when it came to Caitlin Clark.
Fans streamed out their phones, streaming every second live to thousands across the globe. Hashtags trended instantly, and the air buzzed with chatter. Was this even preseason? Or was it history being scripted in real time? This wasn't a warm-up, it was an announcement. Welcome to the Caitlin Clark era, where every arena might just become her second home.
Clark Report. Yes, in fact, the Caitlin Clark effect is back. Average sold ticket, $670 for this game yesterday. It was fully sold out. 61% higher demand than any other Clark's regular season collegiate games at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The average distance traveled by fans, 248 miles.
If anyone thought that exchange with Brazil's coach Leo Figueiro would go unnoticed, they were in for a surprise. Midway through the first quarter, after Clark's quick bucket and no-look feed, a mic captured Figueiro's raw, full-throated proclamation. You've changed the history in basketball. In that split second, the game shifted from points and plays to narratives and legends. Even Clark, known for her steely composure, paused, eyes widening before she cracked an appreciative grin. That line ricocheted through social media corridors. Memes exploded, commentators replayed it, and fans argued. Had a single sentence ever carried more weight in an exhibition?
And Caitlin, like a professional, comes over there, extends her hand, welcomes him, and thanks him for coming, asks him how he's doing, and then when he compliments her, she turns it around and says, "Thank you for coming here and playing us."
We scoured archives. From Michael Jordan's I'm Back to LeBron's I Promise, few moments married performance and proclamation so perfectly. Suddenly, the hype machine went into overdrive. Sports talk shows parked on that clip, and basketball aficionados worldwide rewound, listening for the tone, the context, the sheer authenticity in Figueiro's voice. It wasn't scripted praise. It was unfiltered acknowledgement from a seasoned coach unaccustomed to awe. In a career already strewn with accolades, Clark had just been handed one of the loudest endorsements in recent memory. Live, off the cuff, and utterly unforgettable. Pre-game, Brazil starters mimicked Clark's textbook form. Exaggerated wrist flicks, playful whirls, as if to say, "We know your moves. We've done our homework." The arena faded into a catwalk of confidence, with Brazilian players jogging forward to launch long-range shots like amateur TikTok stars auditioning for viral fame. Yet by the second quarter, the script flipped so dramatically it felt surreal. Those same players shuffled footage to their social feeds, lining up for autographs instead of three-point drills, their banter replaced with awestruck silence.
This is literally like Dream Team stuff. We haven't seen this since the damn Dream Team. She is literally signing the jerseys of teams she played against.
Those ladies, in spite of a 64-point loss, were just excited to be there and excited to get to meet Caitlin Clark. The coach voiced how much of a fan he is of Caitlyn.
Head bowed, jersey extended in hand, phones poised for the perfect selfie. A comedic inversion of pre-game swagger that underscored Clark's magnetic effect. By tip-off, the Brazilian squad aimed to unsettle. By final buzzer, they sought souvenirs. And the fans? They erupted at every autograph, every photo, every "I can't believe that just happened" tweet. This transformation from adversaries to admirers unfolded live on our screens, reminding us that true greatness doesn't just divide, it conquers hearts, dissolves rivalries, and leaves even seasoned professionals smitten.
So for Brazil to come here and play against the WNBA, it's huge. And in particular, for them to play against the team Caitlin Clark plays for is very huge.
For most newcomers, 18 minutes is enough time to shake off jitters or find rhythm. Not for Caitlin Clark. In less time than it takes to stream an episode of a hit series, she turned formalities into a full-fledged showcase. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, all while operating on a plus 42 net rating that no opponent could match. Every possession felt like a microcosm of offensive ingenuity. Dribble at the elbow, pump fake that froze defenders, pinpoint pass threading the needle, then back beyond the arc for a catch-and-shoot triple that left nets whispering pure. Court vision? She seemed to process angles in slow motion. Decision-making? Like a grandmaster orchestrating a chessboard. She outmaneuvered seasoned pros with instincts honed from countless film sessions and every buzzer beater she ever delivered wearing Iowa gold.
They tried. They were double teaming Caitlyn. They were blitzing Caitlyn. They were doing exactly what you're supposed to do, guarding Caitlin Clark in a big game. Try to be physical with Caitlin. They tried to bully her. They tried to bully her on the inside early in that game. She wasn't moving.
And as she waved to the bench after her exit, the crowd leapt, phones in hand, ready to immortalize every reaction shot. In those fleeting minutes, Clark didn't just contribute, she commandeered the narrative, carving out a highlight reel dense enough to sustain social feeds for weeks, and reminding the world why she wasn't just a prospect, but a force rewriting the very metrics of rookie dominance.
Because she is the face of women's basketball. She is, we might even say, the face of sports. She's huge, not just in America, but throughout the world.
But dominance invites questions. With debate already raging over who truly defines the WNBA's future, Clark's exploits resurfaced social media skirmishes between her and established stars.
Well, there's continued fallout, or I should say reaction, from Caitlin Clark's triumphant return.
Angel Reese's camp fired back with cryptic posts about earning respect and let action speak, reigniting a rivalry steeped in competitive fire. Panel discussions lit up. Was this mere preseason bravado or an omen of season-long supremacy? Former teammates weighed in. Some lauded her humility. Others warned of the pressure cooker she'd created for herself. And sponsors? They watched Zoom calls, dialing in ad executives to gauge whether tradable eyeballs would translate into long-term investments. In a league that thrives on narratives, underdogs, veteran versus rookie clashes, Cinderella stories, Caitlin Clark's arrival has stirred one of the most polarizing debates of recent memory. Can a single player bear the weight of both expectations and criticism? And will that tension fuel greatness or crack a fragile rookie veneer? Then arrived the moment destined to define the night. Clark sizing up the logo, breathing in that distance, and unleashing a shot that arced like a comet before swishing through the net. If deep threes were fireworks, this was the grand finale, a calculated risk-turned statement of intent. Cameras panned to Brazil's huddle, jaws dropped, pens hovered over scouting sheets, and fans held collective breaths before erupting. That shot traveled 37 feet at a 48-degree launch angle, landing squarely in net with a true shooting percentage that would stagger any statistical model. Yet stats alone can't capture the electricity in that arena. In that moment when play-by-play commentators hesitated midword, stunned that such precision could masquerade as just another bucket. In that arc, Clark delivered a message to the entire league. Boundaries are suggestions, limits are illusions, and she's rewriting the playbook one logo shot at a time. On the other side of the equator, Clark fever raged just as hot. Brazilian youth academies rebranded drills around her shooting mechanics. Fans in Sao Paulo printed banners reading Clark a nossa reina. Clark is our queen. Local broadcasts dedicated primetime segments to dissect her every move, and sports ministers discussed establishing a National Caitlin Clark Day to inspire the next generation. FIBA scouts updated prospect reports, noting her ability to transcend styles and cultures, while European clubs tweeted congratulations, exploring partnerships in emerging markets. In a sport often defined by borders, Clark's influence eclipsed them, offering a case study in how a single athlete, armed with talent, personality, and a global platform, can spark a revolution, altering training methods, marketing strategies, and fan engagement across continents. But the impact wasn't confined to courts alone. Clark's black and gold custom kicks sold out within hours, prompting sneakerheads to camp outside retail drops. Fashion journalists dissected her off-court style, varsity jackets paired with minimalist sneakers, her meticulously braided buns becoming a viral hairstyle trend, and that enigmatic smile catching lighting designers' eyes for brand campaigns. Every Instagram story, from gym workouts to locker room playlists, morphed into content gold, driving engagement metrics that outpaced many mainstream influencers. Partnerships with wellness brands, tech startups, and educational platforms emerged overnight, illustrating a modern blueprint. Athletes today are multimedia moguls, and Caitlin Clark's brand engine was firing on all cylinders, fueled by authenticity, relatability, and just enough mystique to keep audiences hooked. As journalists, we strive for access. With Clark, access seemed endless yet curated. Press conferences featured rapid-fire Q&As, where she balanced candid admissions. I still get nervous at tip-off, with razor-sharp insights on team dynamics. Podcast hosts clamored for 30-minute deep dives. Magazine editors commissioned long-form profiles, tracing the arc from Des Moines Dreams to WNBA primetime, and every new piece propelled search trends, forcing outlets to raise the bar on scoops and interviews. The result? A media cycle stretched thin by demand, yet amplified by quality, where every soundbite required context, every rumor warranted verification, and the line between coverage and conversation blurred as the world tuned in to follow her evolving story. Now the question echoes beyond stat sheets and highlight reels. Will this exhibition become a footnote or a prologue to an unprecedented career? As the Fever prepare for opening night, each practice, pre-game huddle, and social media post carries weight. Fans track her game logs. Analysts plot her growth curve. Opponents study her every twitch. Yet, amidst the scrutiny, one constant remains. When Caitlin Clark steps on the court, you're not witnessing a game. You're watching history in motion. From a sold-out homecoming to global adoration, from mocking pre-game antics to overnight cult heroes, she has already reshaped the narrative. And as the season unfolds, she'll face new challenges, rivalries, and expectations. But if this exhibition proved anything, it's that she's ready to meet them head-on, armed with skill, charisma, and the unshakable belief that she's not just playing basketball. She's redefining it for generations to come.